English stories. The Sleeping Beauty. A long time ago, there lived a king and a queen in the country of France. They always wished to have a child more than anything, and finally, that wish of theirs came true. The queen gave birth to an adorable baby princess. Both the king and the queen were very happy. To this happiness, bells all around the country rang joyfully. They invited every fairy in the realm to their daughter's naming ceremony. Every guest was served in silverware and plates made of pure gold. An old fairy named Maleficent, who had vanished 50 years ago and had not been seen for all this time, suddenly appeared at the ceremony without any invitation. Considering that she was a fairy and respected her presence, the king and the queen arranged a suitable setting for the new visitor without delay. Unfortunately, the cutlery and the plates were not made out of pure gold. This offended the elderly fairy and made her furious. Simultaneously, it was time for each fairy to provide the child with her benediction. Maleficent rose up when it was her turn to speak and cried out, saying, "I announce before you all that this child, on her 16th birthday, shall stab her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and die." Maleficent vanished with a whoosh of smoke. Everyone was terrified. However, one of the fairies still hadn't granted her approval. The king and the queen requested her to nullify the cursed nut that was not conceivable. The fairy instead suggested that she could lessen the curse. He said, "When the princess pricks her finger on the spinning wheel on her 16th birthday, she won't die, instead, she will doze for a century." 100 years? "We won't recognize our daughter anymore after she gets 16, said the queen with great fear and sorrow. After what happened, the king commanded to remove every spinning wheel from the kingdom. He instructed them to do so, because the princess wouldn't even come close to a spinning wheel. The infant would be raised by fairies in a cabin tucked away in the forest. They would keep her there until she was 16 in order to keep her safe. Once it will be all over, it would be okay to bring Princess Aurora back to the palace. It was the day when Princess Aurora turned 16, and soon when she was exploring the castle, she discovered a secret compartment where a senior citizen hunched over a spinning wheel. With curiosity in mind, she begged the old woman to let her try this, but as soon as she made contact with the spindle's needle, she collapsed to the ground. The witch's enchantment is realized, but instead of dying, she goes into a deep sleep. She would now spend many years lying in the magnificent room after the king, who gave the order with a sorrowful heart. The whole kingdom was in deep sorrow and was mourning Sleeping Beauty. As the years passed by, a forest grew around the castle. A lovely prince named Philip came into the country 100 years later while he was walking through the forest. He was shocked to discover the Sleeping Beauty while investigating her, and he fell in love with her right away. He kissed her while stooping. The princess awoke as the curse was broken. Everyone was full of joy. The whole kingdom celebrated when they came to know that she had woken from her sleep. The prince and the princess had a lovely dance together that evening. They soon got married and lived happily ever after. The moral of the Sleeping Beauty is that true love can overcome even the strongest curses.